Welcome to a live podcast here. Pretty excited to do this because if you saw the announcement the other day, and I know a ton of you did, you saw that Chili Goat Tubs is now the title sponsor for the Masters Fitness Championship. And so I get to be on here. As always, you see right below me, you see the most beautiful bald man in CrossFit.
He is beautiful.
That's right. Me and Ben had to put him on the bottom because I think me and Ben are about the same size. I'm 5'7". Ben, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7.5".
Oh, you jerk. You jerk. Man.
So that's the official measurement.
So we put Ron on the bottom to make sure that for once we get to see the top of his head.
I like it. So I like it. It's good. I can look up at you guys.
And then obviously, man, our very special guest is Ben Gilliam from Chili Goat Cold Tubs. Dude, thank you so much for being here, buddy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm thrilled to be here. We're proud to be here in every capacity. Master Spas, and Chili Goats. It's been so much fun to get involved with CrossFit. And you guys know, we were chatting before, and I drank the Kool-Aid. My partner Mary and I run the commercial division. We are in. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, so Ben, you talk about drinking the Kool-Aid. So let's do this. We're gonna get to what MFC and Master Spas do. Dude, tell me about the Kool-Aid though. Okay, so what was your real introduction to the CrossFit community?
So Master Spas started making the cold tubs with Michael Phelps, obviously, and Mary and I, we really came from the swim spa space. So both of us, we've been training. I'm older than Mary. So I've been training for 35 years with weights, and then we raced Ironman for a long time. So that was sort of our thing. And I'm sort of short and more muscular than you should be for Ironman. So it was always a lot of dead weight, And so they sort of figured, Ben and Mary are kind of perfect for this cold tub thing. Let's go to the games and see what's up. So we go there, and everyone is so freaking cool. Yeah. And what was interesting, you guys will enjoy this, there was a lot of parallels between the Ironman space and the CrossFit space. And I think what it is passion. Mm-hmm. And although I will say that I believe that the CrossFit family is more tight-knit a little bit than the Ironman family. Mm-hmm. It does seem that way. So, but it was interesting when we used to take our swim spas to the Ironman World Championships, right? And if you take one of those athletes and you say, hey, do you want to try this swim spa? Boom, closed off, they're in the water. Mm-hmm. Just like that. CrossFit, anywhere, any CrossFit human, hey, you want to try this cold tub? Close her off, they're in the water. I mean, without even, they don't give a damn. So we were like, hey, this feels awfully familiar. And then they're walking around and so I'm not a bodybuilder, but I sort of look like one. And what's the truth about bodybuilders is that they're sort of like, when they look really great, they're about to pass out. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Where these CrossFitters, these guys, each ab is this big, each ab is this big, and they're walking around. And there's the fitness levels. And then, if you want to talk about VO2 max stuff, and we can dig deep. Yeah. And I'm just sitting here going, they have something figured out here. And I misunderstood this for a long time. And then we're sitting here and they're walking around and everyone is so cool. Then we get hooked up with Ron and he's, anyone who's watching, if you don't know him in person, when he comes up behind you, the sun goes away. So mad. And actually so Kyle, you'll enjoy this. When someone says, I don't know, I'm pretty big, I don't know if I'll fit in the cold tub, we just send the video of Ron.
That's awesome.
Done. Yeah, you're all set.
That's right.
It's awesome. Yeah, that's it. Okay, it's all set. Anyone fits in there.
Yeah.
So we went home from that event, and Mary and I reached out. We actually know the box owner, Factory Athletics, is a dear friend of ours. Mm-hmm. And we reached out to them, and I sent him a text to say, hey, Mike, Mary and I'd like to try a class. Can we come? And he was like, oh my God, I've been waiting for this.
Awesome. He's in a bad way or a good way? I hope a good way.
No, a wonderful way. He is a beautiful human being. Those guys, Mike and Mike own that box. They are, what? They're exactly what you expect when you know the rest of the CrossFit family. Mm-hmm. So we started, and as soon as we did the first class, Mary and I were like, done. Signed up, done. Here's a credit card, done. We're moving in forever. Now we have all all the gear, the bags, the clothes. We got the jump. I bought a jump rope. I'm 49 years old. I bought a jump rope.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Man. That's awesome.
So your first exposure to the CrossFit community was the CrossFit Games then, huh?
The actual games, yes.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That was a cool exposure too, because I mean, you guys were kind of put into the fray as far as that goes, because there was other competitors there that had been there previous years for a long time. But I tell the story all the time. I remember walking by one of them and they were adding ice to their tub, and it says, do not put ice in it, because like in the instructions, don't do that because it'll ruin the tub. Yep. And then I go over to Ben and he's got a line of people a mile long. And I'm like, this is amazing. This thing hasn't warmed up. You guys are like putting people through like crazy.
If you remember, it was hot. We did put ice in our coffee.
Yes.
There was a little bit of ice in our booth.
The only thing Chili Goat put ice in was the coffee. Yeah, hey, dude, that's okay. First, now I know you guys have your whole advertising division. That, by the way, that's a commercial. Is you just put a line of people hopping into a Chili Goat tub, and then you show like one of your workers running out really fast with a bag of ice, and it's just you sticking your coffee out so they can put ice in. That's right. Thank God. Boy, we're really needing this.
Oh, we need it so badly.
Okay, so hey, for those of you that are watching, do me a favor. If you have any questions for Ben or Ron, I would say myself, but let's face it, I'm here for facial hair and jokes.
Impressive.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy.
Impressive.
It is.
If you have any questions, though, shoot us give us drop us in the chat. We'll keep an eye on that and we'll ask those questions. But so first exposure was the games, and let's face it, that's a great exposure with the atmosphere.
Sure.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this then, Ben. So why MFC then? You guys have joined on as the title sponsor for MFC. So admittedly, from hey, we get our first exposure at the games, you turn around and in September you go to Fort Wayne and you are a sponsor. You're a vendor. You've got three tubs there. Man, it was fun. So why is it that you guys decided to hop on as a title sponsor?
So what ended up happening was we met. Honestly, Ron is Ron. I'm gonna pump you up here. So just go easy. You know, if you need to take a bathroom break, go ahead. So we were already speaking with Ron, and obviously, if you know him, he is lovely. A lovely human, and I mean that in the most respectful, amazing way. And everyone, and Jess too. And I'm like, these guys are different. And Mary's like, I love them. I love them. So then we're chatting with the powers that be back at Master, and we're getting more involved. And honestly, Ron is sort of taken a role as our guide through this space. And the more we get involved, it's just amazing. So then he's like, hey, Mary, who asked? Was it you, Ron, that said, "Hey, do you guys want to come to the Masters?" I don't remember who.
I think it was. It could have been too, because we had talked. I think.
But you didn't know we were in Fort Wayne.
No, I did not know.
That
was the amazing thing. I think Bobby's was like, yeah, they're right in Fort Wayne. I was like, what? Yeah. So it worked out like, it was amazing.
So he says, "Hey, do you guys want to come to the Masters?" And I'm like, "Well, where is it?" He's like, "It's in Indiana." I'm like, "Really? Where in Indiana?" Fort Wayne. I'm like, you're joking. You're shitting me. This is a joke. And he's like, no, why? He's looking at me like I'm an idiot. And no, why? I'm like, we're in Fort Wayne. Master Spas is made 100% in Fort Wayne.
That's awesome. Yeah.
How do we not do this? It's 10 minutes from the factory.
Yeah.
So then we show up with 3 tubs. And again, we're still new in this space. We don't know, how aggressive these people are. And wow. Yeah. So we bring 3 tubs. You should have seen, we had a pile of towels, Kyle, that looked like Mount Everest. If you recall, if you ever went behind the booth, these guys are different. And I mean, we have pictures of 6 competitors on each tub, because I didn't realize what it felt like until doing CrossFit. The forearm pump is real. It's like motocross. So they're all leaned over, asses in the air, don't give a damn.
Nope.
And they're all hysterically laughing, putting their arms in the tub, trying to chill this stuff out. And we're like, this is amazing. Mm-hmm. And then it's growing, and we're growing in that space. Master Spas is I sold a gym, so we didn't even get this far, Kyle. I owned a gym for 10, 11 years.
Uh-huh.
Just a regular gym with lots of personal training and Ironman coaching. So, we're sitting here, and then I got involved with Master. I actually sold that gym to work with Master many years ago.
Oh, wow.
Company's phenomenal.
Yeah.
These people are awesome. So, and the deeper we get into this, you just have like-minded people, but Master's aggressive. So like our chiller, like I make fun of the ice and stuff. Our chiller is 4 times the size of some of our competitors.
Yeah.
4 times greater. I mean, that's just how we do things.
Yeah.
And it's a great fit. The level of aggressiveness is
That's
fantastic.
awesome.
So,
I love it. Yeah, that was one of the things I think I mentioned it, Kyle, but one of the things Ben told me, and it impressed me the most, is him saying that when they had, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, you said when they had initially decided they were going to go into the cold tub space, that they literally purchased almost every cold tub there was around, dismantled them, and made something that's so far beyond all of them. That impressed me. I mean, it really did.
In fairness, a lot of those companies are small, and I don't want to. I'm not picking on anybody. Master Spas has an R&D facility that is the size of some of their, manufacturing facilities.
Yeah.
We have an unfair advantage, and we've been building this stuff for nearly 30 years, so we know water. And what we found in the space was shocking. How much was unknown in the space, in fairness. And I don't think that it's out of malice or nobody's trying to screw anybody. I don't believe that for a second. But some of the things that are going on in that space are broken. And it was our goal to fix it and do a great job. And you know what, Master Spas, and this goes for everything, because we've been making hot tubs and swim spas for forever. We're never the most expensive. We're never the least expensive either. You know what I mean? But we're really putting in effort, and to have I'll give you a perfect example. So our executive team, the ones we see the most are 3 gentlemen. They're fantastic, and we have direct access to them. It's privately owned company. So the president of Master Spas, to my ears, said, "Hey, if you need something for this space, you reach out and we can make something happen." No company's like that, but he has the ability to do it and will do it because he's aggressive. Awesome. Terry Valmasoy is our president, and he's deeply involved. Sam Badiak and Kevin Richards. These guys, I mean, they are awesome. So Kevin is the VP of sales and marketing, and he's a pretty big deal. And if he's watching this, I'm going to get hammered for that. but he goes in. This is a serious guy. He goes in the tub every day.
Yeah,
he's got a cold tub at his house. He goes in every day. He's a serious guy. Serious people, and it's just a pleasure to be around them. And then the like I said, the fit with the CrossFit, that the mindset, man, it's like it's like all the best part, because I was a Marine. It's like all that good juicy stuff all mixed together, man.
Yeah, it's interesting. You talk about this, and it's so interesting how. Did we lose Ben? There we go. Okay. It's so interesting how.
We there?
Can you hear us, Ben? Are we here still?
I'm still here. I'm serious. I think I can see him and hear him.
Yeah. I wonder if something might have happened on his end. It's all right.
It's okay. You're good.
Hey, that's the deal. So we were joking with Ben earlier, though, that he was worried that he was gonna mess something up. And I was telling him, I was like, Ben, everything that me and Ron do is just a fortunate screw up. Like almost everything is just messing around here. So
yeah, you there? I can hear you, Ben. You there?
Ben's still working. He'll get it eventually.
Summer to not text me. I'm on a thing and it's all screwed up.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. So let's see.
Are you texting?
It's frozen. We're totally frozen.
Oh, go ahead, Ron. You can text him.
Should I X out?
Yeah. I was about to sit here and start talking to Ben, but apparently he's he was frozen. So me talking to him is not going to do any good. So Ben's going to be joining. He'll be right back with us. No. So Ron, really cool is we're sitting here talking to Ben. I didn't realize, dude, that his first interaction in the world of CrossFit was at the games.
Yeah,
Like
oh,
that's
for sure.
yeah,
It's
brother.
funny 'cause I have to tell you, so they were there, and a lot of people, they gravitate toward what they know, and there was a large contingent of people around a certain area, and I literally walked past and I was like, what's going on? And I saw it and I was like, oh, okay. And I go walking around the corner, I was like, hey, Chili Goat's here, because I remember having spoke to Bobby. And
There we go.
there you
Hey, he's
go.
back.
There's my buddy.
Oh, I'm on bottom now. What happened?
Yeah, how's it look
Oh, wait.
down there?
Here we go. Here we go. Up, and boom. There we go.
Ooh.
But yeah, so we were just talking about when we actually had seen you at the games and coming over, and I just started grabbing some of the athletes I know. I was like, hey, come and talk, come and see this guy. And one of them was Kevin Kester.
Mhm.
And it was funny because I think he had just gotten off the floor. I want to say like he was all sweaty, and he's like, yeah, and he hopped right in and was like,
Oh yeah. Are we allowed to say his nickname?
yeah.
Are we allowed to say the girl's nickname for him?
Kevin.
So, Sexy Santa Claus?
Oh,
Yeah.
Sexy Santa Claus. Oh yeah, man. Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's how we recognize the guy. I don't know if you can see the picture I have in the back here, but so I did Wadapalooza with these.
I've seen that
knuckleheads.
picture. Yeah, he is just very impressive. Yeah, very
He's
impressive.
amazing. Love him to death. But
Yeah.
Well, so Ben, you were talking, before we kind of had. It was funny because I guess we were frozen on your screen. We could see you and hear you, and so it was kind of humorous actually.
the panic was
So
real.
So I've got a Malinois and a German Shepherd sitting by my feet. And
Uh-huh.
my daughter texting me that the cable company is there, so to be careful when I come home, because the two dogs will not be happy with.
It won't be heavy, yeah.
Right.
Oh
they
yeah.
won't be happy. So she was texting me, and then Mary texted her daughter. I'm sitting
Okay.
there like, this is stressful.
So tell me this, you were talking about, but I really enjoyed how you were talking about kind of the seriousness and the aggressive nature, both of master spas, but also of kind of the CrossFit community and just that mindset. But so tell me this then, because it's not just the Chili Goat. Goat is capitalized for a reason. So tell me, in talking about kind of that pursuit of excellence, how did Michael Phelps become involved in this at some point?
Okay, so this is a great story. The greatest stories are great because they're true. So we've been building the Michael Phelps swim spas since 2010, 11. So that's us. And it is just it's the fastest, most aggressive portable swim spa on the planet. And it's a beast. That was how I got started with Master, was working on the exercise program for that many years ago now. So, and I still had the gym. So then, obviously we've been building that for years, and there's a line of hot tubs that we do for with Michael's name on it in conjunction with him. And when we build something with Michael's name, we build it around his body and shape and size.
Wow.
So
thank you for doing that.
Yeah. So it doesn't benefit the rest of us, but Ron, you're welcome.
Yes.
So, and he's just, you meet Michael in person, and he's really fantastic guy. He, as much as he's got going on, he's very normal, if that makes sense. Obviously there are some traits of him that are abnormal, and obviously his work ethic and his ability to endure abuse and aggressive training are epic. Maybe one step beyond epic. So then Master had already started like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And then he basically messaged and said, hey, do you guys want to do a cold tub with me? And that was it. They were like, yes,
that's awesome,
absolutely. And that was how it happened. And again, cool. It was based on his shape and size, like we always do. And to talk about when we bought the competitors, we didn't want to steal anything or to, copy anything. We wanted to be different. Master Spa, when it comes to the swim spa space and hot tubs too, we're innovators. We blaze our own path, but we did need a fair idea of what was going on in the space. So, like the ozone and the shape, and, there are certain tubs out there that, Mary is 4'9.5". So if she is going in a cold tub, at her size, she can't control her descent.
Mm-hmm.
And someone who's not super aggressive with cold water doesn't enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you see the armrests are very round. Do you use the armrests?
Well,
They're awesome, right?
I do, and what I use them for mainly now is to like settle myself at a certain position, because I go all the way up to my neck. I don't know if you saw this morning. I did a video of me getting in, and I always dunk my head first, and then I get into the plunge, and that way I can kind of just settle in there and talk.
Yep. I mean, I love the armrests are great, but for Mary, she actually puts her hands down on the armrests and she lowers herself in at the speed that she wants, not a water slide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So those kind of things, and it's just the soft tread, the grip in there is huge. And then of course, you know, the size of the chiller and the ability to heat and cool. So with ours, it's a little different than anything else out there. It's got an auto, you control it right from your app and your phone, and it's got auto. You set the temperature and you put it outside. It's built for outside.
Yes.
And we don't really care where you put it. And it will, you know, if you're in Wisconsin in January, you're not cooling the water to 40, you're heating it.
Mm-hmm.
So it does both without having to change the setting. It's automatic.
Yes.
It's just
So
really
Ben,
I was going to show you real quick. Here's mine right here set, and I actually bumped it up a little bit this morning after I got in, but I usually keep it at 43, 44. I can set it to, if I'm coming home and I go, I need it a little bit cooler today, I just set it and it's done. It's very easy.
Oh, and it's fast too.
Yeah, immediate.
So Ben, here's the deal. Okay, whenever you guys come out, me and Ron, we're gonna do some podcasts from your tubs, but we want you to bring this one, and I'll hop in the hot tub one, and he gets to get in the cold tub, and then we'll do the podcast that way.
So that's a two-seater. Mary said she'll be there too in the warm one.
Hey, and here's the deal, because I'm 5'7", Mary's 4'10". We're obviously going to fit because both of us on each other's shoulders aren't what Ron is. So
you could fit two Rons in there. It's big.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's bigger than the hot side is bigger than the cold side.
Oh, really?
We took that Valaris on Fox News when we unveiled it. That was September of last year. I think it was September, maybe August, September of last year. We were on the news with it. And we took that, and Kevin and I, who is our boss, we were both in. Kevin jumped in the cold side with me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you can fit two people in the cold side. The hot side is you guys. You'll be living like kings in there, both of you.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, that right there, that's in such a listen. When I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh. That's amazing. That is amazing. It's really cool. And whenever I talk to somebody about those, it's about the chili goat. I always are like, you have to see this one. I'll show them the other one. They're like, oh my God, that's a genius idea. So yeah, I love that.
And we've got a few of them out there for some CrossFit athletes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So tell me this. You talked about the size and the shape of Michael Phelps and how when you were building it and anything that you do with his name on it, you do it like kind of for that size and shape. Right. Obviously, how big is he?
So he's 6'4", and I'm hitting the chair. His wingspan is 6'8".
Oh my gosh,
he's a monster.
He can fly.
Yeah,
his hands will touch the pads on the bottom of the.
I mean, he can reach out and push on the ground.
Oh man!
But he's super long, and it's interesting when you see him in person. You know, he still looks exactly like he does. I mean, if you asked him, I think he would say, "I'm not in shape like I used to be," but he's still pretty damn fit.
Looks amazing. Yeah.
You couldn't tell by looking at him that he doesn't look exactly the same. So we were just with him in December. So his shoulders are like this wide, right? And then a tiny little waist. And you turn him sideways, and he's very slim sideways, like a sheet of paper, really big this way, and then super sleek. And then he's just, when he goes through the water, man, it's just, he was built for it. It's so wild.
Yeah.
We got to go to, in 2016, we went to the Olympic swim trials. Master had a booth, or not a booth, like a box to watch that. And we got to watch him qualify for the 2016 Olympics in person, which was just,
that's amazing.
gosh.
And I mean, all these athletes, it was amazing, but he was dialed. He was so aggressive, so fit. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is awesome. It's what's amazing, not to go on too much of a tangent, but my kids all swam. And I had two that were collegiate swimmers. And even at that, they're like, you watch the wake coming off these kids' heads, and you and I get in the water, and we're not making a wake like that. It's not the same.
I look like a blender.
Exactly. like the tossle thing going on. But it's amazing to watch those guys because they can be doing very little, and their body is their movement, everything is so perfect. It's
unbelievable.
amazing.
It's unbelievable.
That must have been a really cool. I've always been intrigued with the fact that Michael was a part of what you guys are doing too, and it makes total sense because of the swim spa introduction. But then having him come and go, hey, I'd really like to do a cold tub.
And the thing is that there's a couple different components here, and I'm known for being direct and brutally honest. Ron, you probably know that by now.
Oh yeah. But I love you about that.
Some people like it, some people not so much. So when it comes to the cold tubs in particular, there's a portion of it that's for physical recovery, and then there was the mental health component. And I'll be honest, when I was first listening to this, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm a strong guy, I'm mentally strong, I just don't see that happening for me. It's not true. It's all there. The mental benefits are as impactful as the physical ones, and I was not a believer.
Yeah.
So Ben, do me a favor though. Would you talk a little bit more about the mental benefits?
I will absolutely. So I run hot. I'm aggressive. I'm always up here. Everything is done maximum speed, maximum aggressiveness, maximum potential. Everything I do is like that. It's a pain in the ass for me to be me. I think I'm a pain in the ass. So like my poor family and Mary, and although Mary is she's equally as aggressive.
He's looking off the screen.
Yeah, she is. Well, I got a great Mary. I got the best Mary story after this. So when I get in, people harassed me, like people that we work with, they harassed me after I said this, because I said this, publicly, and said, when I get out of the cold tub, I am calm and purring like a kitten. And everyone, get out of here, bullshit. No way. No, never, ever, ever. Dude.
Yeah.
It brings you down to center and zero, like nothing I have ever tried or experienced. And just, I told this story, like I drive 20 minutes to the warehouse every morning where our cold tubs are, where we film from. And I'm driving and I'm stuck behind every slow driver, which I'm like, I'm already like just coming out of my skin. The dogs were a pain that morning. I couldn't do anything on time. And if I'm 2 minutes late, I'm late. Everything is a pain for me. And I get down there and I'm just hot. And I change as soon as I get there, and I just get in the tub and I'm like fuming. And and then I'm almost normal at like my height of anger. And I get out of the tub and I'm just about normal. That doesn't happen. It doesn't ever happen for me. So like I can tell the difference when Mary and I travel a lot for work. So I can tell the difference when I'm missing that time, because when we're on the road, we don't always have access to them. So it does change. It changes how you feel. It changes how sore your muscles are, especially at our age. It changes how you feel mentally. It changes the whole thing. And it's just amazing to me, the impact that I never expected to be. I don't know. I want to use the word real. I didn't expect that benefit to be so impactful.
Yep. One of the things that I had heard too, Ben, that I thought was really interesting, and they were relaying it to, I don't want to go again too much of a tangent, but they were relaying it to the youth of today and the mental toughness that we see diminishing amongst a lot of the youth of today. And they were saying that one of the healthiest things they can do is hopping into a cold tub
Could totally see that.
It builds that ability for them to understand, I can do this.
Right.
A lot of times they're protected because maybe we as parents make mistakes or whatever it is. Oh no, we don't
Sure.
want to. But this allows them to go in and experience something that is really
no one can do the work for you in that cold tub.
Oh no. And but then I've read on and they use it. There's some groups that are using it also for a drug addiction and those type of things because of the dopamine dump that you get from the actual cold water, and it releases so many hormones into your system that there's no other way to do that other than through the fight or flight, response. So.
Right. And now we're getting involved with different avenues with veterans, with active duty military, with active, actual units.
Yep.
And the thing with that, with us, again, with us, it always comes back to that chiller. And, if you're going to put that at, say, I don't know, SEAL Team 1, let's throw that out there. If they're going to use it, they're going to abuse it. They're going to abuse it at a level that'll be probably similar to Masters, in Fort Wayne there. Yeah. And you got to have that aggressiveness, but they are looking at it for all avenues, both physical recovery so that they can train harder as well as the mental end of it, that it's powerful. So it's this has been a wild ride.
Yeah.
When this started, they wanted to start, a commercial division, if you will. And then, Mary and I, we do all the Facebook Lives for Master. We're the swim spot folks, the Ironman coaches, and we do a lot of the training, a lot of the product stuff. So we have a lot of different hats, and they were like, this is definitely in Ben and Mary's wheelhouse. And that was how it started. But
That's awesome.
We're just sort of starting to scratch the surface of what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a great story about Mary. So Mary,
all right, let's hear it.
Yeah, no one. If you ask her a question, she'll be like, "My name's Mary. Bye." So her indifference is a superpower. It's unbelievable. You shush back there. I'm telling the story. I'm in charge right now. I have you hear her mocking me back there? Yeah. We're talking about you, Doc. So she's got 3.
Mary, get in the chili goat.
Yeah. You go wait outside. So she's got 3 master's degrees and a PhD. Did you know that, Ron?
No, I did not.
3 master's degrees and a PhD.
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't ever even tell anyone.
Yeah. So you leveled up.
So we raced, our last Ironman was in 2014. And during training, Mary actually broke her foot on the run portion. So she couldn't train the run for the last Ironman, which is, as you guys know, it's a marathon at the end of this event, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So she's like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do I want to do? What do you want to do? So she's like, I'm doing this. So we actually had some experience in this from a coaching and training perspective. So she trained on an elliptical instead of running, because there's no impact on an elliptical other than the pressure on there, but you can work on that. So she, fitness wise, or pool runs for that matter, but fitness wise, she was there. But her foot had like 3 weeks to heal. No. That's not enough. We knew that wasn't enough. But she figured, maybe I can make it halfway before it re-breaks. That was the thought.
Oh my God.
So we go to Ironman, Texas, and I'm just she's a really fast cyclist, and our swims are very similar in times. She's a very fast cyclist. So I'm like a mile ahead of her. And the way the route on the run went, I went out a mile and came back. So just as she was starting the run, I was 1 mile in, and we bumped into each other. And she's, you could see the strain on her face, and she's like, it's all the way broken. As soon as I stepped off the bike, it just done. So her first step of 26 miles, her foot was broken. So I'm like, all right. So I stopped. We're standing there. So what do you want to do? She's like, I want to do this. I'm like, all right. You want to walk? My phone is ringing again. I'm like, oh, here we go. Now it's going to So I said, well, I'll walk gently and you do what you can and catch up. So she hustles the mile, and I'm just sort of like shuffling and going, real slow. And she comes and I'm like, all right, you sure about this? And she's like, yeah, don't let me quit. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
That girl walked 26 effing miles on a broken damn foot.
Yeah,
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
That's who
amazing.
I'm working with.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, you are a jackass. I would never have done that. I'm like, I was in the Marine Corps, and I don't know one Marine who would have done that voluntarily unless you were being paid $1 million or someone was chasing you to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My God, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Serious.
Yeah,
That's
everybody's
amazing.
silent. Like, it was badass. That story
Yeah.
is legendary. But
Jeez.
That's definitely.
she's like, let's talk about something else. New subject.
New subject. Well, let me do this. So let me help Mary out a little bit. And let me ask you. So you've mentioned this chiller a couple of times, and you talked about it the very first time. You talked about it being 4 times the size of other chillers. And you were kind of talking about that in terms of like the aggression with which Master Spas and Chili go, the way they approach doing things right and doing things all the way. But so talk to me a little bit about. Don't worry, not asking for trade secrets here, but talk to me a little bit about just the functionality of having a chiller that is that big. Why did you do it? Why? I mean, because you could have gone twice as big, and everybody goes, "Oh my gosh, it's twice as big."
Yep. So, and basically what it came down to was engineering. Our engineering department, they're aggressive. We do shit aggressively. That's just, there's no other way to put it. So they basically knew that as soon as we announced this, if it was weak, we would be slaughtered, in our space. So they knew that we would get involved with, they didn't even know what we would be doing with it, but they knew that if we took this thing to events. And the problem with the small chiller works fine at your house if it's just you. It works okay. It doesn't cool fast. So if you change the water, it can take a long time to cool down. Ours cools and heats up and down at 14 degrees an hour. There's nothing that's faster than 2 or 3.
Wow.
So it's aggressive. But the real test. So we've got some military testing going on right now. We gave them some units for research. And they gave us the outline of what they were going to do that the tub had to endure. And we were like, no problem, bring it. Yeah, bring it. We're all about this. No one else's tub could even remotely touch this.
Yeah.
And we're 100%. I can't wait to see what they have to say. We ship them. And by the way, when they asked for them, 15 hours later, they were shipped.
That's
awesome. Wow.
So,
oh my gosh.
That's one of the beauties. I have to tell you, you guys are like spot on because I've introduced you to a couple other athletes and they're like, bro, this thing got here like right away.
Yeah.
Right away. So it's amazing. You guys are incredible.
So the reason that we work so fast is out of fear. Because you're going to enjoy this. We have so much crap going on that if we don't do it right away, we'll forget it because we're doing something else. That's why we do it like that. It's actually easier for us to just get the work done and then move on. So
that's amazing.
Like I love that to start sending, product to the U.S. military. Obviously, it's near and dear to me. All right, another spam risk call. They're trying to get me.
They're trying to get you. They it's tax season.
But so the size of that chiller. So we take these to CrossFit Masters. We didn't know how many people were going to go in those tubs. We had no clue. Ron, you remember? Because I mean, my eyes were like this.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on here? I mean, basically every minute of the day.
Yep.
We would have a 5-minute break. The only time the tubs warmed up was because every time an athlete gets out, they drag a little water out. So think about this, Kyle. You have 120 gallons, and every time a person comes in, they drag, that much water out.
Right.
So eventually, you're going to have to put some water back in because it's all soaked into the rugs that are on the floor around it.
Yeah.
Or the towels they're using.
That was a mess too. So we're sitting there. We were not prepared. We would have come stacked with staff and towels and, So we're sitting there going, geez, so we would put the hose in. The hose is coming in at 55 degrees. And we're keeping the tubs. The tubs are starting out each morning at 38 degrees. So it would take, we needed to leave them alone for 15, 20 minutes. And the athletes are like, I don't care. I'm getting in. They didn't, because there was no break.
That's right.
They didn't give a damn. They're like, I don't care. I got to compete. I'm getting in. So that's fine. Getting in.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. Go for it.
In their clothes, chalk, lint, and these guys are this big,
Oh yeah.
And they're drenched with sweat, and they're like, "Can I get in like this?" Yeah, go ahead. Everyone else did. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's right.
All your friends did, so just get in, and we don't
That's
give a yeah, get in
Yeah.
there. And the tubs just took. I mean, we took that tub and we punched it in the nose all day long, and it sat there smiling, just like you guys are smiling at us right now. And it's the chiller. So to put that much demand, that tub can cool faster than a human, which is the opposite of an ice cube in a cold tub.
Mm-hmm.
The chiller cools faster than human, one after the other, warms 120 gallons of water. So we can maintain temperature. That's why the size of that chiller is critical. Now, in fairness, Master Spas has been buying, Balboa components for hot tubs and swim spas for 28 years. So for us to add on the proper size chiller, it's not that big a deal. We have a different set of, rules. We have different buying power. We have more engineering. We have more experience. So it was exactly as we expected it, but I don't think anyone else in this space expected people to be proficient right out of the gate. And we had a couple of bumps when the first couple of prototypes that came out, we had a couple of bumps that needed to be fixed, and we did.
Yeah.
So
it's an amazing tub. So that's one of the things, and I know I've spoke to Ben about it, but I told the story the other day, the same one I was talking to you about. So we have one of the other tubs at my gym, and that's one of the problems, and it is problematic, is we have 5 of us that work out, and they're all pretty big guys, and one of the guys is a little bit taller than I am. He gets in and he's in up to his chest, and that's all he's got. And if I dip in all the way, the water comes to the edge of the thing and pours over a little bit, but it will not keep up that other tub. The other tub, there's no way possible physically for it to do. By the time the last person gets out, they're in 54-degree water. So it's not even close to the 38 or 39 degrees
with 5 people.
5 people, and that's 3 minutes each person.
3
so
minutes.
Within 15 minutes,
not even 5 minutes.
It's already it's already tepid. So, but that was one of the amazing things, and so they were excited because they were looking to get rid of that one and get a chili go. And
sorry,
I know. I told Ben the story, and it was comical because I was talking to my buddy the other day. I go, "Hey, what are you gonna do?" He goes, "Ron, the guy backed out." And guess what he did? He went and bought a chili goat, and he's looking to buy another one.
Scott,
so
his
he
name
bought
is Scott. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, did he buy both? Did he buy the combination tub or just the?
Yeah, you got everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got everything.
I called Ben. I was like, Ben, what are you doing, bro? You're killing me.
Sorry,
but it is superior, and that's the thing is, from a standpoint of I used one also that you had to put the ice into, and cost effective. I mean.
It does cost more than people think. Yeah.
Oh, it's $30 every time you put ice in to keep it at a 42-degree temperature, and especially if the water is in the outside area, which is going to be because you have a big tub full of water. You're not going to keep that thing inside, and there's no way possible for it to keep up. So yeah, I'm
and not
excited.
to mention, you have the thermal barrier too with a tub of ice.
Yep.
No good.
Yep, for sure. I mean, for sure. I continually see things, and I'll call Ben and try to introduce him to other people that I know, because I want so much for people to have the product that they deserve to have, and not something that's not quite there. It may be good for home, but not quite good enough for commercial, endeavor. So,
yeah. So Ben, let me ask you this then. You talked about if you would have known what you would have had at MFC the first time. So title sponsor this year.
Yeah.
We're
coming back loaded for bear.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I can't wait. So dude, as a vendor, you guys had 3 tubs. There was lines everywhere. You had towels. And so the fact you're talking to you boy, if we would have known, we would have. And in my mind, I'm like, man, what is this going to look like this year? I'm super excited just to see your setup and see how that plays out.
Am I. So this is the fun part about this. Mm-hmm. So Kevin will be involved with this.
Cool.
And sometimes, they just, like I said, Master's aggressive. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what he'll say to do, but it might be, go there with an M1 Abrams tank ready for war level stuff. They'll be so we have in our market, Master Spas has an amazing marketing department, and Mary and I have a good friend and colleague that we work with often. Her name is Kim, and I hope she watches this. We adore Kim.
She did post that she's watching.
Did she post?
Good.
Kim,
Oh, very
Kim,
good,
I
very
hope
good.
you. I hope
Hey,
you're
Kim.
enjoying this. We're gonna give you a huge shout out. So Kim is so like, she's just the real deal. She's so badass. She's such and like she's like, if you're 5 minutes younger than me, you're a kid. So she's such a good kid. And so Mary and I just we love, we get along amazing with Kim, and Kim was like trying to keep up with the towels, and you could see she was freaking strained.
Yes.
There will be towel service. We will hire a company that we're not doing that. It's not happening. We're going to be focused on operating things, not towels. And she was such a trooper. But I mean, she's carrying out. It's one thing if you have to take a stack of towels that are 5 towels and carry them upstairs from the laundry room or whatever. She's carrying like 200 wet towels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was,
thing. You can't carry 200 wet towels. You
Nope.
need a wagon and all.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then waiting for them. Oh, she was. So we just didn't know there would be, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. We had multiples of hundreds of people sign the waiver, and they all went in 5-6 times.
Oh,
Yep.
easily.
I
remember
don't
the one.
even know.
There was one lady there that she must have been. She spent like 8 or 9 minutes or 10 minutes in there.
Yeah.
It was. Well, I want to say elderly, but we're all elderly there. So
Yeah, we're all elderly.
she got in, and I was like, "Holy crap, this lady's going to be in here a long time." She was loving it. So it's amazing.
Yeah.
Hey, one of the other questions I wanted to ask you. New product to you guys. Well, probably not that new, but don't you guys have a sauna out now? I think
We do.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yep.
we do. So Master has a relationship with one of our dealers who's been building saunas for many years, and we got involved with them. And in the same thing, we spec'd them out how they should be. What's out there is not perfect.
Yeah.
And, and we realized something. And like I said, everyone knows with me, if you ask a question, you're going to get the truth, whether you like it or not, or whether it cost you money or cost me money. That's just the way we run it. And in the saunas that are out there, unfortunately, the better a sauna looks, the more it doesn't work well.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I agree.
That's what we came up with. And basically it's the same thing as the chillers. You need big heaters. They need to be sized appropriately. Not everyone is 5'8". Lots of people are 6'5".
Yeah.
Yep, that guy.
Sorry.
And you need we put in floor heaters. We put in heaters behind your calves for a true 360 degrees, not 320 degrees, 360 with a hybrid heating system. And it's got, as far as the infrared goes, there's different kinds of infrared. So everyone says, well, we've got near and far. What about mid? There's 3 levels of infrared. And then, nobody talks about the best way to get the most out of it. So, Dr. Mary is going through a program that she will be a certified thermalist.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yeah. And so that program comes to light. Who do you think should do that?
Let's see. Let me think about this.
No. So and the thing is like, I'm like the uncircumcised labradoodle, and then Mary is like doesn't speak. She's just all brain. It's hilarious. So I'm not going to send her, but she won't tell anyone she did it. I will.
That's awesome.
Comical. The whole thing is comical. And
That's awesome.
For as many people, that like the way we do things, we get made fun of for all of our weirdness, all the time, which is, I guess that's the good stuff, right?
Oh, that's
for
amazing.
sure, bro. You guys are a perfect team.
So you'll enjoy this. So we were speaking with Justin Medeiros, who is a lovely human being. Absolutely. And he found out Mary was going through that, and he's like, hey, can we do a FaceTime or a Zoom afterwards? Cause I'd like to pick your brain a little bit and make sure, I've got the latest, greatest. And now everyone's finding out that she's going through this, and we'll have the ultimate latest research, but we want that so that not only can we make the product, we also want to advise best practices, and we mean it. So, so Master is sending Mary through that program.
That's awesome.
It doesn't happen anywhere else. No one goes all the way.
Yeah.
And that's why I sold the gym to work with Master. Mary, when Mary finished her PhD, Yale offered her a job, and she was already involved with Master Spas, and you see who won.
Yeah.
That was 10 plus years ago, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool stuff.
I might
Very
want to
amazing.
pick her brain too a little bit more.
I know you
too,
do.
on
You're welcome.
infrared.
The door is always open. You know that.
Yeah. The whole infrared thing.
She's gonna have a new job.
Ron. So Ron asked the question about why can't I talk now, Ron? Oh my gosh.
The sauna or which
The
one?
sauna. Oh my gosh. So Ron asked the question about the sauna, and Ron right now, Ron is having visions of this master's spa area in his backyard. And I bet if Jess is listening, Jess is like, oh my God, I can't believe this. This is gonna be terrible. We're gonna be broke.
Yeah. No, hey, listen, and we are big believers. We are big. We
So
talked a little bit about some other stuff that Jess and I have used. And it's just like, there's so many possibilities with recovery and those type of things. And now that we're delving into, like, this has been around for a long time. I hate to say that, but I mean,
Sure.
I mean, I still remember the steel tubs in college and in high school that go put your foot in there because you broke it or whatever it is, and you were sticking your foot in the cold water. So it's been around, but now it's been proven through many different avenues. And you listen to like Huberman, you listen to these other guys that are super knowledgeable, and like Mary, I'm sure she can school us all on a lot of different stuff. But there's so many benefits for us as masters.
Yeah. Oh, in particular, and it does seem, if you read all the latest research, it definitely seems that the benefits actually increase with age. For the contrast and the inflammation specifically. The mental stuff is the same for all of us.
Oh, for sure.
But the old and more decrepit need a little more ice in their life.
That's funny. So it's funny because the other day, Jess comes to me, and now we've had this for quite a few months, and I get in I'm telling you, clockwork. Every morning I get up, and like today I was delayed because I knew I was going to be having a podcast with you guys, and I wanted to get a little real quick workout in, but kind of closer to. I'm trying to organize my schedule, so I wait and I get in, and she's like, I got to start working on. She goes, I need to put my head in there. And because she had read something and heard something about how you put your head in, it works on the vagus nerve, and then yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, babe, it's right there. You just let me know, and I'll go out there with I'll hold your feet.
Yeah.
And make sure you don't go too far in.
I'm dunking her.
But yeah,
it is. And it's just, this has been just wild. Speaking of today's workout, I feel like whoever wrote today's workout knows me personally and wrote it against me. You ever had that feeling? I'm sure you've had that. Yeah. I'm sure you've had that feeling. That was a stupid question. I feel like they were watching and laughing the whole entire time, and it was written specifically personally against me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you do the open, Ben?
I didn't, because we were traveling. We were gone.
Okay, that's right. I remember. Well, the first workout in the open was definitely one of those workouts for me.
I feel like a lot of people said that.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, burpees are like my nemesis, and it was like, oh, really, right out of the gate. This is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
I get it, man. It never seems like, and then you can look at a workout on a piece of paper. Like the other day, I was at the station, and I was like, I had my programming that I usually follow, and my captain came out, and he was like, hey, I think I might do this workout. I looked, and I was like, yeah, I'll do this one with you. No big deal. It was brutal. I mean, he got done and he laid down. He goes, I think I'm going to throw up. And I was like exhausted. But again, you look at it on paper, you're going, oh, that's not bad. This will be okay. No. So you don't ever trust how it looks.
I wanted to mention, I don't know if we told you about this, Ron, because after the Masters, all these athletes are from all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And then Mary and I, you guys know, Mary and I travel for work a lot.
Yeah.
So we were in Kona. And we went to Kona CrossFit. Did I tell you this, Ron? With Cheryl? No. Do you know Cheryl?
Oh, no, Cheryl. Yeah, I know her very well.
So we were in there. Was that the day we were finishing Chad?
Yes.
That's tough, bro.
Ron goes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that you know how that day was going. Oh, and she walks in, and Mary's like, I know that woman. And we're like, it's got to be the games or Masters. Turns out it was Masters. She's delightful. And
Oh, yeah.
wow,
She's amazing.
wow, is she fit?
Yes.
Yes, she is.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's like, how do you see these people and not want to drink the Kool-Aid?
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, this woman is freaking incredible. I hope she doesn't watch this. She's gonna be like, stop her. You know, I mean, so fit, so strong. And then we bump into her in Hawaii. What the hell?
Yeah.
You know, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. It's,
That's
you know,
amazing.
it's no joke. I mean, and this is, I think we've talked about this, Kyle. Don't worry about stalking, because Annie Sakamoto is a dear friend of mine. But if you would have known back in the day, there was a workout called Nasty Girls. And if you ever watch it, I was like, I must be responsible for at least 50,000 of the views that are on that, because I'd be like, bro, watch these ladies. Oh my God. And I'd bring my buddies over and they'd watch it and be like, oh, wow. And then getting to meet Annie is just like, you just, it brings you to how real people are in our industry. And Cheryl's amazing, bro. She's an amazing person. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and we didn't like, she was just getting there to work out. So we wanted to say hello and, you know, not get in her way. Cause I mean, like I see someone like that. I'm like, they're super serious. Yeah. You know, we're just trying to like fledgling, you know, through these workouts and, you know, not look completely stupid doing it. And, you know, then she comes in and we're like,
I'm interested to see, like, and we've talked about this, and this is getting kind of, you know, the way that everything's kind of changed up now with the games, and for us as masters, if she's going to compete, because, you know, Cheryl's been a part of CrossFit. Like, she was an original OG, like out on the floor with the young guys. And she did that early till late on into her career. I mean, I want to say she was well over 35 when she considered to then start going to masters, and then but she's a stud, man. And she's always been super impressive.
Unbelievable.
Amazing person. Yeah.
And as awesome as a human as she is an athlete.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what we've seen, you know, across the board. Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's just it's been amazing.
Yeah. Well, Ben, I want to be respectful of your time, man. We appreciate your time. And so here's the deal. One of the things that Master Spas and Chili Goat, you hear they're looking for quality top to bottom, a great pairing with MFC as boy.
Yeah.
We love having
the same thing top to bottom. Okay. So before we get off, I want to remind everybody. So volunteer registration, team registration, and the direct sign up for the 60 to 64 and 65 plus opens tomorrow. So this is going to, obviously it's live now. We're going to repost it. The podcast will be out here in just a couple hours. So this is April 1st. I promise you, when I tell you that it's tomorrow, this is not an April Fool's joke. This is, it is open. April 2nd is the opening for everything. Ben's got a really cool announcement for us that we're going to do off air here in just a minute, and that's going to get posted soon. You don't want to miss that. So Ben, dude, thank you so much for joining us. This was a ton of fun, brother.
Anytime, man. My time is your time.
You are very similar to me and Ron. We could sit here. I feel like this could go on for 3 hours. Yeah. Like, I'm having to cut it off because I'm like, I don't think anybody's going to watch after about 2 hours. So, you know,
like, enough of these dudes. Love enough. Yeah.
That's right, man. Well, guys, hey, thank you so much for joining us. Reach out. You got any questions? You got anything? Shoot us a message on Instagram. Send us an email, Kyle@mastersfitnesscollective.com. Would love to get in touch with you. Ben, thank you so much. Ron, buddy, love you to death, dude.
Love you too, Ben. Thank you, man.
Awesome. Oh, my pleasure, guys. Anytime.